HCAM News is supported by our viewers and by Hopkinton Drug, located in this historic New England town since 1954. They are a multifaceted store dedicated to providing clients with an array of healthcare options.
And by Webster First Federal Credit Union, providing financial products with attentive customer service to the local families and businesses of Hopkinton. Visit us at websterfirst.com. Welcome to HCAM News. Tom Nappy at the anchor desk to fill you in with the latest happenings in Hopkinton. On this edition of HCAM News, we have highlights from the Weston Nursery's Blooms, Brews and Barbecue event to raise funds for the Jimmy Fund Walk. The 5th annual Live for Evan 5K and Fun Fest took place, and CrossFit Resilience showed us their new location and previewed their upcoming ribbon cutting event. But first, here are some happenings in town you should know about. The Board of Selectmen discussed naming the new DPW facility on 83 Wood Street after a well-known contributor to the Hopkinton community, Thomas McIntyre.
We made a presentation or a proposal, I guess you'd say, to rename the newly constructed DPW garage after Tom McIntyre. Tom was a guy who lived in town for his whole life, his parents his whole life. Tom was on the fire department. Tom would bail out the town repeatedly in many, many different means. Tom was very, very big into the history of Hopkinton. He took an old engine, old fire truck that was buried behind, not buried underground, but buried in the weeds behind the Station 2, restored it professionally out of his own pocket, and has used it for many, many charitable things and ceremonial things for the town. He is the epitome of Hopkinton, and for many, many reasons that I could go on for hours, but that last budget thing kind of took the wind out of my sails. So for many, many reasons, we find it, many people find it very appropriate to name something significant in town after Tom. I know that if Tom were sitting in front of me right now, he would be red-faced and embarrassed that we were recognizing him in this fashion. And unfortunately, Tom's not sitting in front of me doing that, because it's been a very tragic 6 months, I guess. It's 5 months. And regardless, just the ability, everything just seemed to work perfectly timing-wise with the new facility and what Tom has done and what he means to Hopkinton to rename the DPW after him.
Department of
It's a big barn.
What did you have there, Brendan?
The Thomas J. McIntyre DPW Town Barn.
You strike the word town.
Strike the word town.
I was thinking strike DPW.
I'm good with striking DPW, the Thomas J. McIntyre Town Barn. I love it.
Yeah. I like that.
For political correctness, I was going to throw DPW, but you know what? It wasn't a DPW.
Thomas J. McIntyre Town Barn.
Yep.
Love it.
Awesome.
So, just real quick, there's been a lot of stories about Tom. I'm not a townie, to Jim's point, a little while. All my kids are townies, by the way, but I'm not. Well, that's not true either. A couple more are league. But 3 of them are. I met him, first time I ever met him was setting up the Stonehenge at the CAA. And he showed up with his bulldozer, and I think Danny was with him, because I knew Dan, but I didn't know who this Tom McIntyre guy was. This was 15 years ago, probably now. Or maybe not that long ago, but he jumped out of this thing, because I was there, I was the chair of that committee, and I had no idea, what was going on. I go, hi, I'm Brian, I'm the chair of the committee. Well, I'm Tom McIntyre, we're gonna do this, 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 and this, and this. They go, okay, good, let's do it. That was my first meeting, so that was probably a little bit of that forgiveness, permission thing, but he did an awesome job there. and I enjoy getting to know him a little bit over the years. I wish I knew him better, but I think this is a tremendous honor for him and his family, his extended family, his mom, his brother, his in-laws, everybody. I've mentioned a few times now, I'll probably do a lot more this year as I wind down, I think, but in my years in Hopkinton government, 17 years now, I don't remember us naming anything after any Hopkinton resident. We've named a few things along the way, Marathon Elementary School. That makes a lot of sense. Other things, but we don't do this very often. I just don't know when we've done it. It's a big deal in that regard, in that we just don't do this a lot. And I think that speaks to his character and the character of his family and all they've done for the community. And I'm really excited, Brendan, that you're spearheading this, and I'm with you 110%. So just to clarify, because maybe I'm getting tired here, it's going to be the Thomas J. McIntyre Town Barn, right? I think we got to get that, like, that's exactly what we want. Everybody good with that? Thomas J. McIntyre Town Barn.
Yep.
Okay. I don't want any typos.
Okay.
It's awesome.
We got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, it's unanimous.
Awesome. Thank you very much, board and people in the town that supported this. Thank you very
And
much.
thank you, everybody, for your patience.
Weston Nurseries recently hosted an event called Blooms, Brews, and Barbecue. The event brought together some great local bands, as well as some of the best local barbecue places and breweries in the area. All proceeds will benefit the Jimmy Fund Walk on September 24th. Weston Nurseries hosted their first Blooms, Brews, and Barbecue event. The fun-filled afternoon featured music from various local bands and some of the best barbecue vendors and breweries around the area. All proceeds go towards the Jimmy Fund Walk.
So a big turnout for this event today. How's everything going so far?
Pretty good. I think it's around 2 o'clock right now, and everything's going very smoothly. Music's good, food is excellent. There's a lot of good beer here. Some real specialty beer here. That stuff sells out quickly, I'm finding out. But yeah, our staff is having a blast, all for a great cause. I think we're on our way to raising some good funds for the Jimmy Fund this year.
A good friend of Weston Nurseries, Steve Eastridge, helped put the Blooms, Brews, and Barbecue festivities together.
Talk about how you got involved in helping with this event.
So,
Your dog likes other dogs,
an
right?
acquaintance of mine works for Weston Nurseries, and he had previously had been a sponsor of an event I run every year in Lexington, and they were looking to do something on this field, and so my acquaintance suggested a barbecue fest, and then they called me up, and I came in and started consulting.
Excellent. I understand you have connections with a lot of the vendors that are here today.
Yeah, so I run a fest. I've been running a fest in Lexington every. It's the weekend before Labor Day. Do I get to pitch my fest? It's the weekend before Memorial Day every year. So after doing it for 7 years, you tend to get a lot of phone numbers and email addresses in your black book. So we found some reliables. I met a few new people that are closer to Hopkinton, and there we go. Yeah.
And how you like it? It looks like it got a great turnout today.
Yeah, I think we're doing all right. It's a beautiful day. It doesn't feel like the forecast was like 65 degrees, and it certainly feels warmer than that in the sun. So I think people are having a good time, and they're circling around the beer tent and the barbecue tents and listening to the music play. Kids are running around. There's dogs everywhere. You can't ask for a better time.
Has a little bit to do with beer. Seeing as how this is a beer fest, I thought it would be appropriate. How's the barbecue? I haven't tried it yet. Is it good? Cool, I'm hoping in about 40 minutes I'm gonna get a chance to try it. It smells delicious.
Coming up next on HCAM News, we will take you to the 5th annual Live for Evan 5K and Fun Fest. Plus, CrossFit Resilience shows off their brand new facility. And Matt Clark will fill you in with the latest HCAM programming with our HCAM Insider. You're locked into HCAM News. Don't go anywhere. HCAM programming is supported by our viewers, thank you, and by Golden Pond Assisted Living, honoring resident choice, dignity, and independence. Our health and wellness focus keeps residents active. Golden Pond, state-of-the-art senior housing and healthcare services. Are you involved with a group in the Hopkinton community? HCAM can help you get the word out. Get online and head over to hcam.tv/community groups to find out more. We will help get word out about what your organization has going on through a number of ways, including through our TV stations, social media pages, and YouTube page. We have a number of other ways we are working to get word out about our member community organizations, such as digital screen promotion, and we can even help your nonprofit organization produce a professional video. Find out more right now at hcam.tv/community groups.
This week on Hopkinton Coffee Break, the ladies sit down with our state senator, Karen Spilka.
Hopefully let our pot of revenue grow. Yeah, so that really does keep me up during budget time. So the governor comes out with his budget in January, the House does their budget in April, we do ours in May. So if people don't see me as much in mostly April, May, June, we have conference committee where we resolve.
This week on Meet Your Neighbor, Cheryl has tea in the afternoon with Bittersweet Company's C.J. Dunn.
Been here at Bittersweet & Co. For how many years now?
Yeah, just a year actually.
A year?
I joined about 4 months before we bought the business. Yeah, so we bought the business in January and I joined Hope around August of last year.
Welcome back to HCAM News. The Live for Evan organization seeks to raise funds towards housing for families with children going through cardiac care. The organization recently hosted their 5th annual 5K and Fun Fest at Hopkinton High School. The Live for Evan organization hosted their 5th annual Live for Evan Run and Fun Fest. The organization aims to help families be by their child's side while the child is receiving cardiac care.
I am on the development team for Live for Evan. Basically, we work on anything to do with fundraising and bringing in money to the organization. So today we focus on sponsorships as well as getting registrants to actually register for the race. And then beyond that, we are planning a gala event for later on this year, as well as other fundraising opportunities through marathon running, other road race running, and things in that same capacity.
So I'm on the marketing committee, so we kind of do all of the branding and kind of want to spread the mission of Live for Evan. So Live for Evan helps families of patients who are affected by pediatric cardiac disease. So we provide temporary housing to all of the families that have to travel in to take care of their children in the Boston area. So in the past year and a half, we've housed just around 15 families in 2 apartment facilities in the Boston area and in the hospital network. And so this event is kind of one of the key parts of marketing is to really get as many attendees here to help fundraise so we can open up more apartments and over the next year.
And I'm Shane Lavoie, I'm the treasurer of the organization, so I kind of play the role of the finance guy for the team. So at the end of today, I'll go around and I'll tally up all the sponsorships and the donations and the registration and all that kind of thing. And I think we were blessed with a beautiful day here today. I'm hearing the number was at about 550 runners and lift toughers and cornholers all in. So that's one of the best years that we've ever had, and we hope to continue to grow this year over year. And we really appreciate the support of the Hopkinton community. This is our flagship event, and it's always going to be here. We're happy to have it here because these are our roots, and so it's just great to have the support of the entire Hopkinton community.
The event is for patient families of pediatric cardiac patients in Boston Children's Hospital and other networks in the Boston area. So we, over the last year and a half, Live for Evan opened up 2 apartment facilities. So a lot of times when someone's child has pediatric cardiac disease, they're looking for the best treatment. So in Boston, the host of all those hospitals and networks, so they have to travel in, and they can stay anywhere from a week to 3 months. It gets very expensive and a burden on families. So we try to provide cost-free housing to these families that have to come and stay for extended periods of time, and so that they can be close to their children and have their family by their side.
And the story stemmed from the actual Girardi family themselves. They were originally from California, and then they moved to Hopkinton to be able to be close to Boston so Evan could receive treatment. So to bring it all together, we were literally running a half marathon years ago, and Barbara Girardi actually mentioned that she heard of homes and apartments like this that do house these types of families. And that's kind of when the rest was kind of history for us. We've since kind of done our homework on who the players are in Boston. We've met them and kind of understood their strategies. And now we're kind of off on our own. And like Whitney said, we have 2 open right now, and we're hoping to open many more over the next few years.
So to find out more about Live for Evan, you can visit liveforevan.org. You can donate there. You can register for any events that we'll have there, and also you can find out more about our cause and who benefits from it. We just actually had a website revamp, so hopefully you'll visit it soon, and you'll find that it came out quite nicely. So yeah, it's all housed under that domain name, liveforevan.org.
Had a lot of sponsors and vendors and partners that I've come across. So we've got a lot of health and wellness services from Momentum, and then physical therapy innovations, Orange Theory Fitness. We've got a lot of food donated from TJ's, as well as Dell's Lemonade, Go Macro bars, a lot of kind of health, organic nut bars. And then we have Landscape Depot and Unilocked in a mist tent, so all the kids are enjoying that.
And then we do want to do a quick thank you to our sponsors. We have Select, who's our platinum sponsor this year, also Loyola University. Landscape Depot is the sponsor, Middlesex Savings Bank, the Real Housewives of Hopkinton are a sponsor this year. Scott's Landscaping is a sponsor year over year, and we thank them for that. And also Phipps Insurance, which is a year over year sponsor, which we thank very much. And as I've mentioned in the past, nothing that we do would be possible without the sponsors that host this event and allow us to create this infrastructure that you see around you and put on an event like this that the town can enjoy.
CrossFit Resilience has moved to a bigger facility. Owner Drew Carnes was kind enough to give us a tour of the new facility located at 45 South Street. On Saturday, September 23rd, from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m., CrossFit Resilience will be celebrating their 5-year anniversary, as well as their brand new building at 45 South Street.
The reason we moved to a new location is fortunately our operation over the last 5 years has grown immensely. We now have well over 300 members. We wanted to run multiple classes at once, and the current facility wouldn't allow us to do that. So we made plans to double the size of our facility. We now have a beautiful 11,000 square foot building that was custom designed specifically for our operation. And now we can run 3 classes at the same time and offer a multitude of programs serving young kids to adults, to boot camp classes, to nutrition classes. We can do everything that we always envisioned doing for the residents of Hopkinton and beyond.
During the event, there will be entertainment, workouts, exhibitions, and more.
Ribbon cutting, the grand reopening, is on the 23rd of September, and it'll run from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., and it's going to be an absolutely fun-filled day. We're going to have food, we're going to have a DJ playing great music, we're going to do a ton of workouts, we'll have a kids fun run, We'll have a workout for everyone of all ages at 10 o'clock. That's the marquee event where we're going to try to set a record for the biggest workout ever done in New England. We're hoping to have well in excess of 200 participants. We're going to have great food. We're going to have great prizes. We're going to have mini contests. No matter what time you decide to come between 9 and 11, it's going to be just a ton of fun. We have a bouncy house for kids, and like I said, all kinds of games, regardless of age. You'll find it entertaining.
Excellent. And for those that don't know, what does CrossFit Resilience offer?
CrossFit Resilience is a place where we do strength and conditioning training. The traditional offering is CrossFit, which over the years has become very popular, but we also do boot camp classes for people who don't want to do advanced gymnastics or handle barbells. We do kids classes, we do classes for teens, we do high school and collegiate athlete training. Anybody who wants to get themselves fit, we find a way to put together a program or offer a program that's going to work well for them, including private training sessions if that's the route that somebody wants to take.
A whole lot of programming is coming up on the HCAM channels. Standing by to tell you all about it is HCAM's promotions coordinator, Matt Clark.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the HCAM Insider. I'm Matt Clark, and here's what's happening this week on HCAM. On Friday, September 15th at 8 p.m., the Coffee Break hosts talk with Massachusetts State Senator Karen Spilka on a new episode of the Hopkinton Coffee Break. On Monday, September 18th at 6:30 p.m., the Hillers girls volleyball team takes on the Westwood Wolverines, live on HCAM Ed. On Tuesday, September 19th at 5:30 p.m., the Hillers girls volleyball team takes on the Barnstable Red Raiders, live on HCAM Ed. On Wednesday, September 20th at 7 p.m., Margie and Jen talk local and national happenings and invite you to join the conversation on a new episode of The Jen and Margie Show, live on HCAM TV. On Thursday, September 21st at 7 p.m., the Hopkinton School Committee meeting will air live on HCAM TV. And on Friday, September 22nd at 9:30 p.m., Shara Peralt talks with Hopkinton resident Stacy Osgood on a new episode of Meet Your Neighbor. And on HCAM Ed, the Hillers varsity football versus Medway game will air. If you want to know more about all of HCAM shows before they air, then head over to hcam.tv/connect, where you can sign up for our HCAM Insider newsletter. Or if you want to know more about what's happening in Hopkinton, you can sign up for our daily news updates. That's all for this week's Insider. I'm Matt Clark, and as always, thanks for watching. Back to you, Tom.
Thank you, Matt. That will just about do it for this edition of HCAM News. Don't forget, you can stay up to date with everything Hopkinton by checking out our website, hcam.tv, as well as our Twitter and Facebook page. Right now on our website, hcam.tv, you can view information about a couple local upcoming events and also the latest update regarding the restoration and renovation of the Hopkinton Public Library. If you have a Hopkinton-related video, photo, or story idea, I want to hear from you. Email me at news@hcam.tv. With your help, we'll cover even more of our community. For everyone here at HCAM, I'm Tom Nappy, and as always, we thank you for watching HCAM. Coming up next, it is the upcoming community listings and government meetings. Take care and be well. HCAM is supported by our viewers and by Blackstone Valley Wealth Management, providing highly personalized financial planning, wealth management, and customized solutions through transparent, unbiased advice. Visit us at blackstoneValleyWealth.com.